Ciao Milanisti, it's your boy Kush in the Milan corner. Alright, so Renato Sanchez has flat out rejected Milan and Andrea Belotti has flat out rejected everybody else because he wants to make a move to Milan. How close is Charles de Ketteliere to joining the Rossoneri, and is the Hakim Ziyech move also over now? And could, maybe, Paulo Dybala still come to the San Siro? These are some of the stories and profiles we're going to be looking at in today's episode of Rumor or Real. Alright, so now once and for all, let's bury the freaking drama around Renato Sanchez coming to Milan. So since January, this guy's been linked to the club. Well, guess what? That was all smoke and mirrors. He doesn't want to come to the club. He wants to go to PSG. Now, already a lot of people have been commenting about how this is all Maldini and Masada and Redbird and Elliot's fault. Now, before I dive into that and talk about whose fault it actually is, let me introduce you guys to the OneFootball app. Milanese, the OneFootball app is the best place to find all things about football. Your one-stop shop for all things football. Unfortunately, you know where I found out about the fact that Renato Sanchez is coming to Milan? On the OneFootball app. You know where I found out that he's not coming to Milan? Also on the OneFootball app. So the best place to get all your news and information about football from multiple different leagues. Now, when you click the link in the description and download the app, you can easily set your own football team, hopefully AC Milan, as your preferred team. All news stories, transfer news, old videos, Instagram style stories, everything gets pushed to your phone, catered to your one choice of a team. So once again, guys, click the link in the description and download the OneFootball app. Alright, so whose fault is it that Renato Sanchez is not coming to Milan? There are a lot of fans who've been talking about how it's Maldini, Masada, the management's fault. Guys, at some point in time, we just have to accept players have autonomy. They want to decide where they want to go. Now, here's the thing about Renato. He has played with a bunch of players that are on the PSG squad on the Portugal team. He has played under that particular coach. He has played under that particular management. That management, one specific person actually brought him from Bayern Munich to Lille and revived his career. Now, the blame that people are putting on Redbird and the management, guys, nothing really changed. We just have new owners. Maldini, Masada are still here. The rest of the squad is still here. The player that Renato Sanchez had to replace in Kessie still left, so he has the option to come here with the same parameters. Renato Sanchez was never a like-for-like replacement for Kessie. Kessie is far more of a defensive presence, a box-to-box midfielder, whereas Renato Sanchez is a more attacking presence, more like a central attacking midfielder, the creative guy, sort of like Ben said. We have the creative profiles. We do need that defensive presence. Where comes Douglas Luiz? Douglas Luiz's agent was at Milan, at Casa Milan as a matter of fact, a few weeks ago. He's definitely a closer like-for-like replacement for Kessie. He has that defensive presence to him, but I think the priority right now is Charles de Ketteliere and Hakim Ziyech. But the Douglas Luiz move to Milan, guys, at this point in time, I just haven't seen enough reports about it. I am gonna call that unlikely. Now, Andrea Belotti is a profile. I did not think I was gonna be making a video about this transfer season, but here we are. Last summer mercato, he was constantly linked with a move to Milan. And this mercato, it was expected that he's gonna be moving away. But he's rejected a move to Fiorentina, to Monza, to Monaco, and to Nice as well. And Tuttosport is saying that the reason why he's rejected all these moves is because he dreams of a move to Milan. Milanisti, are you buying that? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think Andrea Belotti is waiting for somehow Paolo Maldini to pick up the phone and call him? Because at this point in time, with the move of Divock Origi coming to Milan, with Giroud still staying, with Ibrahimovic coming back, and Lazetic still at Milan, do you think there's any possibility that Milan will call Belotti? Do you think that Milan should call Belotti and bring him on as a free agent? Guys, on the Rumor or Real meter at this point in time, I'm gonna have to put Andrea Belotti to Milan as highly unlikely. I can't see us signing another center forward. I think the center forward department is complete. But let me know in the comment section. Now, what the heck is going on with Hakim Ziyech to Milan? Milanisti, I'm going to be talking about Charles de Ketteliere after Ziyech, but it looks like the Hakim Ziyech move might be falling apart as well. Here's the situation. Chelsea wants a permanent sale. They're trying to find, they already signed Sterling. They're trying to find another attacker that they want to bring on. They want a permanent sale. This is where Chelsea sits. Where does Milan sit? They want a dry loan. The literal exact opposite spectrum of a permanent sale is a dry loan. And Milan doesn't just want a dry loan. No, we're gonna make it more interesting. We want a dry loan, but we also want Chelsea to pay part of his salary. Right now, he's getting paid somewhere around that 6 million mark. Milan's not going to bring him on for 6 million. Everybody knows that. They're probably going to bring him on for around that 4.5 to 5 million mark. Who covers that other 1.5 million? Not you and I. They want Chelsea to cover that part. And Chelsea's obviously saying, are you guys kidding us? We want this guy to be gone permanently. You want a dry loan with us paying part of the salary? Like we're doing you a favor? Now, there have been some reports suggesting that this is at a stalemate right now. There's no communication between Milan and Chelsea anymore for Hakim Ziyech, and that move might be over. Now, there is a possibility that Milan might be agreeing to a loan move with an option to buy, and that option turns into an obligation to purchase based on probably some, detailed parameters like how many appearances he has, or if Milan makes it into the Champions League, then Milan has to trigger that purchase clause. Right now, I don't really know. At this point in time, I'm gonna probably downgrade Hakim Ziyech to Milan from real to possible. I think it can still happen, but that intensity of Hakim Ziyech to Milan is almost a done deal. That seems to have died off a little bit. Let me know in the comment section how pissed off you guys really are. Throw some angry emojis in there. I want to see this. Charles de Kettelier to Milan. Now, this is the deal that is probably closest to being complete at this point. Might even be done this week. Charles de Kettelier might be a Milan player. Initially, there was an offer for 20 million. Exploratory offer. Milan wanted to see how Club Brugge responds to it. They said, no, we want more. Milan has now upped their offer for Charles to 28 million. Reports are saying 28 million with 3 million in added bonuses. So they are crossing that 30 million threshold that Club Brugge wanted to attain. This deal might be pretty close to happening, guys. Milan have already reportedly agreed on a 5-year contract with Charles de Kettelier for about that 2.5 million a season. This is probably the ideal perfect profile for Redbird. He would be a little bit of a marquee signing. And again, most importantly, it's a role that we need filled in. And on the rumor real meter, it was real in the last video. It stays real. Charles de Kettelier is probably inches away from Milan. All right, so let's move this from the attack all the way to the back in Japhet Tanganga. So Tanganga is a player who plays for the Spurs as a center back. Milan had been linked with Abdou Diallo from PSG. They put a price tag of about 30 million on him because obviously Milan's gonna pay that. So obviously that profile is out. Now, Japhet is the player that Milan are looking at. We were linked with him probably in January, I think maybe last mercato, so there has been a degree of an interest in him. The first time I was exposed to Tanganga was during the All or Nothing documentary about the Spurs season with Jose Mourinho as their coach. Tanganga was a player that was pretty much brought on because their center backs had injuries. He was a youth player from the Tottenham system, and he had a dream debut. If you guys want to watch that episode of All or Nothing, it was really cool. I really liked Japhet in that particular documentary series. So he seems like one of those humble, quieter, hardworking profiles that just comes through the youth system and actually made it happen at Tottenham, which was a difficult squad to actually break into. Now, the one concern that Milan has with him, I believe he had a knee injury sometime in February. So there's a possibility that Milan would have to go pretty hard on the actual medical to make sure that he's going to be fit to play, because you definitely don't want to bring on a new profile, a backup center back for all your players, and that backup center back is not even available. At this point in time though, guys, I feel like these are a little bit more just rumors. I don't know if this is a serious profile that Milan has actually made a pursuit for, made any type of inquiries or offers for. So right now, I'm going to continue to call this a rumor, but this is a profile I wouldn't really mind as a backup option. Which brings us to the conversation of, is it possible that Paulo Dybala can still come to Milan? There are some people who are saying no chance, you don't want Dybala on your team. And I say, why not? We just won the title. Let's not get that overconfident. A player like Paulo Dybala, with the fact that we have Brahim Diaz and nobody else, would be a really helpful profile. Now, if we sign Charles de Kettelier, I can't see Milan bringing on Paulo Dybala. But if for some reason the CDK move doesn't work, Paulo Dybala should be a player that should be linked to Milan. The problem with Dybala is that his salary at Juventus was over 10 million a season. He has pretty much outlined that he wants to make 6 million a season for the new team that he joins, whichever that one that might be. I'm not going to bring him on for 6 million. There's no chance that that happens. But if we can find a deal where he agrees to sign at about that 4.5 million mark, I would absolutely bring him on. Yes, there's an injury concern with him. He will still be an upgrade for a team like Milan and the trequartista role players that we actually have right now. As I said in the previous video, we can't pay Dybala any more than 5 million because you can't risk your current players in Ismail Benacer, who's negotiating a new contract, in Rafael Leao, who's negotiating a new contract, in Theo Hernandez, who just signed a contract and didn't get paid as much as Dybala would at 6 million. You don't want these profiles to come back and say, hey, you guys didn't really offer us that much money. You're bringing this new guy on and giving him so much. Why not us? So Milan doesn't want to start creating that type of an environment in the club. So they're definitely not going to pay him any more than 4.5 or 5 million. Let me know in the comments section if Milan doesn't pick up CDK, if we maybe do not pick up Ziyech, although they're different profiles. He's more of a right winger. But if Milan doesn't pick up these profiles, would you be happy if we bring Dybala on? There you have it, Milanisti. Those are some of the profiles I wanted to look at today. Milanisti, once again, thank you for all your incredible support. You guys are all watching, subscribing. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell notifications. You can watch the Milan Corner videos as soon as I upload them. And as always, make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at the Milan Corner. And as always, Forza Milan! Grazie mille e ciao tutti!